Alright, so we are back with another Dragon Ball Super card game video. In this one, I am not alone. Yes, you read the title right. You're seeing it on your screen right now. It's the top 16 celebrations. Lord Chilled, just chilled with my man Eric from the Canadian celebrations. Hey, how's it going?
Hey man, it's going great. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. And we're gonna go through his deck, his experience, the matchups, etc., kind of break it down and all of that. As you can see, has a bunch of yellow, basically blue yellow, right? And I'm gonna go to the visual.
Pretty much what most people could take from the first glance. It's kind of like a storm ripoff almost.
It's like bootleg.
It has a little tokens to it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We should probably go over the leader. Like, I don't think many people have actually seen Chilled. Like, let's be real, right?
To be honest, like during the match, whenever I awakened at 6, everyone just had to grab my leader and reread the front side.
Yeah.
So they're like, wait a second, you had 6 life. I'm like, yes, I awakened at 6.
Ridiculous. I remember playing androids and like not when it first came out, but like right after set 3 dropped, and people kept doing that, and I was like, wow, okay. But that is hilarious. Like at 6 life, you get to awaken, draw 2, right? And then both sides 10k, so that's always fun. And so you explain the front and back side. So obviously tokens, right?
He attacks, he spawned a 10k token. They don't have any combo power, so you always want to just attack with them. There's no reason to leave them in active mode.
Yeah.
The backside, you're actually a 15k base on your turn, so it allows you to, I guess, put more pressure, because like I guess it's not so bad if you're playing the aggro.
Yeah.
And like you're getting a swing, and then you're technically getting another free attacker. So if you always, I guess like one of the ways when you played against Storm decks, you'd be able to kind of call when they had one more attack and they need to bean it, or intent. I forget the name, but the Trunks combo card, to untap energy, and you'd be able to call that out and negate it.
Oh, and
you'd be able to stop the attacks. Yeah, with Chilled, it's like if you negate it to try to stop the bean, and so you can get another attacker to kind of just unrest your energy and keep going.
Okay, interesting.
There's a fun side with it.
Yeah. Okay, so 10k tokens on his side is 5k. So effectively 15k when you're attacking with him, and of course you draw a card, so that's good. Cool. So let's I mean, that's all I can really say about it, right? I mean, he's a yellow leader. Thankfully you're not playing Shigesh, even though, you know, I'm sure you can play it, and it's not really needed, I don't think.
I thought about it, but yeah. Honestly, I didn't really feel like it fit the deck. I didn't feel like there was a lot of good targets to bring in. Especially in singles where people are maining Kornoa because of the Brawly format. So I just stuck with the 4 Jocko because I was able to eat my life down to 4, swapping with the Bardock and being aggressive. So
right, and yeah, that makes sense. And of course, this was best of 3 in singles, right? We spoke earlier when you were saying that your guys' team won the team event on Saturday, and this is what you played on Sunday. We'll get into that, but what's you guys' team name, by the way?
It was VDH Squadron. VDH was just like our local store name. We lived on the outskirts of Montreal, so we had a little small local with about like consistently go pretty much friends, and we always have a blast, so we always wanted to rep the store.
That's good. Awesome. All right, well, hey, that's good. And like I said, we'll go through that, but let's kind of go through the deck, and we've got a lot of stuff. Obviously, you were saying you got some Storm stuff, like the Bardock into Videl and into Will Iron. I refer it as swap, but I think it pretty much is like the Storm sort of ghost of past time. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. But and then some blue stuff to throw in along with the Frieza, which kind of makes sense because being a 10k leader makes sense, right?
That was the theory behind the Frieza, and honestly, it put in a lot of work, a lot more work than I thought it would, because I guess when you're playing like an aggro deck, there's always a point when you know you have to stop, and when you know you have to stop, the best move to do was to untap 2 yellow and drop the military command Frieza. So you knew they would attack your leader because you're 10k base, so they're just trying to finish you. You block, you get a free deadly defender. It doesn't come into play in rest mode, but or 25k with Videl, and that's like the magic number to always hit when you just want to swing.
Right. Okay. Okay. So let's kind of go through the entire deck then. So as far as card choices, was there anything that you wanted to change as far as like pulling away from the swap/storm stuff, or what? You kind of, I mean, you can kind of explain it however you want.
I think I probably would cut at least 1 deadly defender because I feel like I'd consistently see them, but most of the time they ended up as combo power. And I guess putting in like maybe an extra like more aggressive card would pay off. The main idea was to try to keep an aggression but always have like a defensive aspect. That's why you played like four Whis Corsian or something. Corrosion. Yeah.
I can never say.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. I haven't used this card in a long time because I'm not a blue player.
It's okay. As soon as Progenitor came out, I was never able to say that, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's why you play like 4 of those. I chose to main deck the Roshi negates just because you could use them as combo power as well, so you could use them aggressively or defensively.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it was you tried to kind of maintain like an aggressive game, and you're able to switch off and switch on the defense on your turn if you have like 1 blue energy left over.
Right. And it does help if you have, I'm sure, I don't know if that play ever came up, but if you were only 1 blue open and then you combo out something, play a sense of being untap a yellow, and then use Master Roshi as a negate. I mean,
I would do that a lot with the Whis. The Senzu Beans, I tried specifically to use it to be aggressive. One time when I had to double beam my leader against a Pan because they drop Fearless Pan, and when you're 10k base and you don't have your deadly defender out, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, besides that, I tried to use most of the beans to be, I guess, to play like an aggro player.
Okay, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. And I think the Whis into Master Roshi, it's a little bit different, right? A little bit more effective. And let me see. So we got the military command Frieza as well. How often did that actually come up?
That honestly, I might have. If I was going to play 4 deadly defenders, I'd probably want to play 3 of these cards, because whenever I used it, it usually gave me like, because I'd be able to go into like a to swing, but he'd also end up being with like usually I'd buff him with Videl, and then I'd combo with the Will of Iron, so that's like 35k.
Okay.
Just keep it would just getting like, it's kind of like your own, I guess you get out a free battle card.
Oh, your own. What? You broke up there. Sorry.
Kind of like your own free Shugesh, because you use it to be defensive, then you get out a free battle card, and it can't pop anything, it can't defend you on your turn, but I used it in the sense of being like aggressive.
Yeah. Okay.
Being a 10k for a 20k.
Right.
So whenever I played that card on the board, they would usually go for it, just keep swinging. Just want to clear my board and kill a token or something, I would always, of course, block with this card. Right. So they would either have to not attack me, or they'd have to give me my deadly defender for free.
Yeah.
Usually kill them on turn 3 because of that, or I'd kill them on turn 4 after.
Interesting. That's so funny just to hear from a chilled leader. Just like, I'm just gonna kill you on turn 4. That's no big deal, right? Okay. Okay, so played Vegeta for the Will of Iron targets, and Goku, I'm sure, are probably the biggest targets for that, right?
Yeah, Goku, I would specifically, a lot of the times I'd side out Goku, but he was mainly there because Pan is very popular in our city. So I knew I needed something to stop all the quick rush Trunks, one intensifying power Trunks, everybody's pal Yamcha, just dropping him on turn 2 sometimes and swinging them past was enough. Right. Side in like Dark Power, Black Mass Saiyan. It's like you kind of get them in a lock to save yourself, because Pan is a very scary matchup for him, considering she just buffs everything to 20. They don't need to combo. They're at a magic number for you to combo out like
especially
3 cards from your hand for 1 attack.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why you pay plan, right? So makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And then just glancing over the sideboard, just to kind of jump over there. So 2 more for those aggro matchups, I'd imagine. 4-time magic for maybe Broly matchups. Is that right?
Yeah, this was the Broly and Shenron matchup. If you know, when they go in for the triple attack, time magic's the best negate for that. And especially with Broly, when they rest all your energy, all your blockers, best negate to stop them from swinging.
Definitely. And then Dark Power, just like you were saying, maybe for veggies and as well as Pan, like you were mentioning, among other things. Cronoa, obviously, for any yellow leader playing Shigesh. And then Heavenly Wizard Demigra. This is a really good card in theory and on paper, but how many times did you actually use it?
0 times.
Okay.
Just because I never played Baby. I didn't get a Baby matchup, so it was for the Baby matchup. And usually because like I did some deck testing with Baby when the promotion came out. So I was able to consistently see like a Great Ape on turn 2, turn 3. So my friend was the one who saw this card. So I just wanted to try it out, see how it worked. Never got to use it, so I really don't know its value yet, but worth a slot.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 cards. Okay, and we'll kind of get back to the part if you had to change something, if you wanted to meme it out again, but I think it's as solid as you can get for a lot of the different things, and I don't think we miss anything. You know, obviously the Kai is for double striking any of the games at 2 life. The Adopted Father Gohan just for another target for swap. The After Awakening, or if you don't want to take any life, right? And then we went over the Gene for free blocker, Dependent of Dynasty for another swap target, Mira for any of the game, and then Scientist Fu for any of the game, and as well as draw, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. I didn't play Bad Ring specifically because you're not an untapped 2 leader, so you don't get to abuse energy as much. And since you have to think of your Videls and your Chilled tokens as if they are. You get to buff your Chilled token and get them to 15k. You get a draw off it, but you don't get to choose that card. So you can't be as consistent, but it's still technically like a Goten. You swing with your leader, and the more tokens that come out, usually you end up 3 Videls out, and you have like 3 or 4 tokens because they didn't deal with it yet in game 1. They didn't put in Kami in their side yet, and you're just like ping tokens and drawing 3, then keep swinging. That's pretty much how the majority of my matches went until the top 16.
Interesting. Okay. And you said that you can't target the Videl for the tokens?
No, I meant you want to target the tokens with Videl. It's that combo is like it's like a worse Goten.
Yeah,
you're playing like a
right. So you get the draw and the 15. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You don't get to choose what it is. That's why you can't really. You're not as consistent as to like when you don't get the beans. Like you're gonna hit a certain point when you just brick and you don't get your beans, and that's when you have to stop, and you have to leave the blue energy open or the yellow energy open to start defending or drop a military command, ready to defend your life because you bricked.
Yeah, and that kind of happens for any deck, so that's no problem at all. Okay, wow. I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, you can do that as far as just buffing the tokens with Videl. That is just so funny. I was just thinking
that's honestly as simple as that. That was the deck idea. I didn't even want to put in the 2-drop Gokus at first, but I put this deck together pretty quick, and then I kind of modified it a little bit, and so he just went in, and he happened to. I guess I would most of the time Successor of Hope went to that card just so I could be more aggressive.
Oh my gosh. Well then, okay. Well, that's nice. So what else? So we kind of went over everything, right? and
Yeah.
kind of talked about a few different things as far as why you picked it and what made you pick it. But before we do that, what were your matchups? I know there was like what 80 something people there, right?
A total of 84 people, which is kind of big for Montreal, considering we don't have like a huge community. So it was cool to see like a lot of people come down for the event.
Okay, so that's really good. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I could get into the matchups. My round one was Broly. That went 2-0 for me. His variant was a little weird. I wasn't really sure what I was playing because I killed him on turn 3 both games. Okay, so yeah, Broly, like I said, I wasn't exactly sure. He seemed like he was filtering through his deck, but like I killed him on turn 3 both games, so he never exactly got to do what he wanted to do, I guess.
Okay.
He just didn't want to awaken the player, at least. He didn't want to awaken. He was trying to save his life for, I guess, like a big combo, but I got him down to like 2 and just
went all in
before he could negate, and yeah, he died both games to
Yikes.
I think it was Scientist Boo.
Wow. Was he playing like mono yellow or something, or?
It was yellow and green, so I'm not 100% what the variant was, but
okay.
I didn't get to see what it truly was trying to do.
That's a bummer. Oh well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, but yes, they bricked either both games, or they just I guess they should have awakened at 4 life when I kept swinging, because that was game 1, and someone walked by, and that's when they noticed the chilled leader, and they just see like 3 or 4 chilled tokens on. I think it was 3 chilled tokens on board. Vidals, 2 1-drop Bardox. Like, it was just like I couldn't fit any more battle cards on my mat at that point. Yeah. I was just like, and then I just would stack them together when they were in rest mode, just to be like, okay.
Yeah, this is a little too much now. Yeah. So wait.
Yeah, exactly.
So now that you mention it, I don't know if we talked about it specifically, but if we're talking about turn 1 to turn 3 plays, what would that look like for you?
Your turn 1, you're either. I don't play a lot of Planet Vegeta in the deck, specifically because you don't untap 2 energy, so I don't want to play a lot of cards that I could brick into. So your turn 1 would be getting a Planet Vegeta, so you could search into maybe an Ape and Successor of Hope to search out a Bardock or a Goku. You either would play the Bardock, take a life, and maybe swap into a Videl, and then pass your turn. If you're the one starting, of course, you'll just swing with the Bardock, swing, get a token, swing.
Okay.
It's over. My turn 2 was the same play every game. I would play a Bardock and pretty much draw 4 cards. Because you take 1 from life, awaken, draw 2, swing with leader, draw.
Right.
So your hand is just a book on turn 2, and you get to see if you got the beans or not to keep going.
Right.
By then.
Oh, you're good.
And usually turn 2, it could be very explosive, just like abusing energy left and right, playing the Bardox, swapping into the Videls, yeah, getting all your pieces, and you keep going. I think I only got 1 turn 2 kill, but that was against a Shenron.
Jeez. Okay.
But that was, I honestly it was almost like I was getting a Goten. Every time I needed a bean, I would top deck or take a bean from life, and it was just a wild turn 2.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah. They were also, that was probably the second round. It was my Dragon Ball matchup. It was like a hand control.
Okay.
They were still Dragon Ball when I got a kill.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah. I guess they must have like got really bad luck with their Dragon Balls. So
yeah.
Then sometimes when you play that leader.
Yeah. Sometimes that does happen, and especially going against an aggro deck like this, or semi-aggro when you do want to.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the hand control deck is just way too slow for this deck, because your turn 2 you drew too many cards that the 1-star balls are hurting them more than it's hurting you.
Right.
At that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
Felt like it was just one-sided, because I feel like they would their turn 1 would be 1-star ball, and their turn 2 would ball, and they would be less cards in hand than I am, and I'm just going on a rampage at that point, and
with tokens and
all these extra cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just couldn't stop it.
And this was round 2?
Round 3 I went against Shenron Gogeta.
Oh wait, you broke up there. So that the Shenron hand control was round 2, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, and I guess you could say round 3 was a Shenron Gogeta deck.
Okay.
He actually had a wild play, which is worth mentioning. It was like it was our game 2, and he would play it like his turn. He would objection, then he would a Child's Wish into Haru Haru.
Oh yeah.
This was turn 3, because turn 2 he objection. Turn 3 he was able to objection again, get out a Haru Haru,
untap all 4.
Milled 2 cards,
Okay.
and he milled another Haru Haru. So then he was able to objection again, and then tap 2, Child's Wish, Haru Haru, and then he got Gogeta out on turn 3, and I'm just...
It's like, what do I do with that? What do I
exactly.
respond to that?
It was bricking. He milled 2 for another Haru Haru because he thought he could. He almost killed me there. He was 1 off.
Yeah.
But the 3 cards I got from Gogeta and I was tapped out. I got a Scientist Fu, a Will of Iron, and a Successor of Hope.
Okay, that works out.
So I was just dead. But he used his leader skill, so we couldn't give Gogeta triple attack.
Okay.
He got me to 1 life, and he gave me a super combo with that. And I don't remember what the other 2 cards, but with just that, since I early game pressured him, he was already at 3 life.
Yeah.
I just pushed him down to 2. I Scientist Food, he didn't have a negate, and I just top decked like 3 super combos off the super combo.
It just worked out.
And went from like 3 cards in hand to like 100k double strike. And
Jesus.
That was round 3.
Okay. All right.
When like people were kind of just watching the matches, because when you're sitting with a chilled at table 1, it's
yeah, man. I would be too. I think.
Oh yeah, it was
like we ARG just passed. I was there, and I think the most interesting one that I saw, like the day 1, was Shenron Vegito, and I'm like, that's nothing compared to chilled. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be watching the chilled one instead. Like, if that's gonna be going on. But yeah, that's
we got a couple of people like talking about like I'd be walking by and going to get my lunch during like the breaks, and you'd hear like people be like, "There's a chilled that's like 3-0 right now."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's definitely gonna happen. Okay. So 3-0 right then and there.
Round 4 was my first loss, but it was 2-1, and it was against a pan player.
Right.
Matchup. Game 1, I think I got hit with a Chain Zeno. You're not Frieza's army, so you can't play Bloodlust.
No, he is Frieza's clan, unfortunately.
Exactly. And when you don't like, even like I think we were even life, but since like I'm already awakened, I've already drawn my 2 cards. Pan gets to draw their 6, so
yeah,
it's a hard recovery. And I guess decided to just brainlessly swing at his face no matter how many double shots came out, and
yeah,
I was able to somehow manage a win from that. Yeah, game 3. Yeah, he got me again. Pretty much couldn't keep up when you hit the brick and you have to go on the defensive against the pan, and you don't have the striving to be the best Goku out. It's very hard to defend it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Now it is like 20k, and that's the magic number against Chilled. You don't need to push for a 25k combo. You might as well just
do
your unawakened leader a 10 and not combo, and it's taking a card out of your hand.
I'm surprised. Yeah. You know, that's the other thing. Like I was thinking of, I was like, has anybody? Well, if anybody ever plays this deck, like later on, is the counter going to be like Frost or something? Like it's just gonna attack the deadly defender with Frost, and then you take a life.
Just
like
chain attack into Frost and kill the deadly defender.
Just like just play like 4 frosts and you'd be fine. You know?
Surprisingly, like the main counter to this deck, but no one seemed to side it in against me until the top 16, and the guy who caught on just like won. But Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, you can't attack with your leader because you spawn at 10k and you have to drop 2 cards.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about actually in the Discord if it procs off or not. And I'm like, yeah, it's a battle card and it's off and
100% procs off.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I don't know why people weren't using it. They were just going for the Kami, and one game like a Shenron went for the Kami, that was their turn 3, and it didn't matter because I just bring out like 6 more attacks anyway. Because I attack, I get a token.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the swap engine. It kind of plays by itself, right?
Yeah, it just goes.
Yeah, it just keeps going. So like if their turn 3 is play Kami and tap 2 energy and tap out and just wipe a board, they usually costed them the game because they're already in a pressured spot. So they play the Mass Saiyan instead. That stops me from attacking, stops me from getting a token, and it stops me from drawing a card.
Exactly.
It's literally like I put together the side deck really fast because it wasn't I wasn't planning on playing Chilled. I was planning on playing Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends and I, we won the celebrations, and we all kind of like, we said like a week ago, if we won the event, we would just meme in the singles. And Chilled. My friend chose Brienne de Chateau.
Yeah, the actual Brienne leader, right?
Oh, Brienne leader. And he played specifically every Universe 2 that participated in the Tournament of Power.
That's hilarious.
His deck was like just this big joke, and he also got top 16 somehow. But I don't know how he pulled that off, to be honest.
I don't know either. I think I've seen the deck too, and I'm like, okay, sure. Okay, sure. Like, I can understand this. Sure. Like this has a good engine. The blue package is really good for defense as well for him. But the Brienne, that we're gonna have to, I don't know. Eggman, if you're watching this, you're gonna have to explain that to me. But yeah, if anything, yeah, that's hilarious. And then before we go into celebrations, you went into Top Cut. You placed 11th in Swiss, right? 11th in Swiss, and then in Top Cut, who did you play against?
I played against another Pan, unfortunately.
Oh boy, okay.
And this Pan, yeah, he was his deck was a lot more aggressive. Played a lot more. So a lot of quick rush Trunkses, a lot of like, I think I saw like 3 quick rush Trunkses one game, and like digging deep Vegeta, and I just 25k that can dual attack on Chilled is just Fearless Pan right after. It's just
just too much.
Like one game I was able to just negate it all as Fearless Pan, but then you're sitting there like you're supposed to be the aggressor, and when you get put on the defense, you kind of you lose.
You're just trying your best.
Trying my best. I subbed in those. I was playing the 4, striving to be the best, and 2 Dark Power Black Mass. 3 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. Kind of got him in a lock where I had all of them out. Yeah. But then he just he sighted in Yamcha 100% and just swung at a Chilled token.
That's terrible.
Oh yeah. It was,
keep it.
It was hilarious. But I mean,
he was like, okay. But I mean, this is you went far. This is the first celebrations, right? And you took Chilled. Like, that's just crazy. Plus, on the more positive side, you guys won the celebrations beforehand. So it's just like hilarious. This is just perfect. I feel like this is really appropriate for everything.
Oh, and it was great. Yeah, every match I was just joking around with my opponent. So it was just like, I feel like I put the Chilled down and they thought it was like their game right away.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when it's turn 2 and I swung like 10 times, like I'm a...
Yeah.
But with like tokens and buffing them, they kind of think I actually might lose this.
It's like, I just got 2-0'd by Chilled. That's just that's the funny part. I think that's the main funny part. But overall, right? You said the celebrations was good.
It was a pretty fun event.
Yeah.
A lot of free stuff. Like it felt like in nationals, like there was the Gunslinger side event, and you just got way too much free stuff out of it. So
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, we ended up getting like a total of like 60 packs.
Oh wow.
A team between 3 of us. Yeah.
Dang. Okay. That's really
A
cool.
little bit wild.
Yeah, I'm ready. My body is ready for San Diego. I'll be there at the end of the month, so that's good. So that's good. And then did you want a quick rundown? Actually, just to ask you a quick rundown as far as your team. What did they play?
For the specific team event, we had a Shenron Maidens deck. That's the guy who played the Brienne de Chateau leader.
Appropriate.
Exactly. So he just went from playing like an actual like decent deck to like just just garbage.
Yeah.
And then my other friend played Janema Mill.
Okay, that's good.
This was just like great. All our decks didn't conflict with each other, so the only real cards that conflicted with each other were side deck cards. So we just had to sit there and say, okay, who needs Konoha more? Who needs Haru more? Who needs and yeah, that's pretty much how we went with it. We stuck with our core decks that we've been playing for quite some time.
Okay, cool, nice. All right, that is good, and yeah, we kind of went over pretty much everything. And oh, right, as far as anything that you would change. So if you had to suggest to someone who wanted to meme it up and play this deck, you mentioned the -1 for Deadly Defender, right? Anything else?
I think I had maybe -1 on a Bardock Will of Iron.
Okay.
A lot of the times he clogged up my hand because I'd see too many.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd be using him a lot more than I would, but I didn't. I used them a couple times, and when they don't have anything to deal with it, it's nice. But a lot of the time, I was not able to really get him out because it just felt better than to just attack and combo him out.
Yeah.
To keep the swap engine going, then so.
Oh right.
I guess I would probably bump him down 1 and maybe put in 2 drop to keep the aggression, just to be a bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe depending on the way the meta shifts, maybe even switch out. I'd probably put in some Borgos, just because when Haru is a nasty card, and since I'm playing blue, it didn't even come to mind that I could play this card.
Mm-hmm.
To counter Haru. I'd definitely either put that as a side deck card or in the main board.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
But I don't think I'll play this leader again. Topping with Chilled was enough. I think if I meme again, I'll probably go with Bobbity.
Yeah. Bob, hey, 6 or less? What's up? 5k to a card, right? Yeah, what's up? That's
we have the dream of swapping, getting the sealed ball off, and then EX evolving into the 7 drop.
Yep. Mm-hmm. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He might even get better.
Maybe he might steal that next time.
I mean, literally, like he might even get better in set 6 with all the new red stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be a dream. You might have just given me an idea for celebrations.
Oh, there we go. I want to see that deck profile.
Oh Jesus! I wanted to play Slug. I don't know about this. But yeah. Anything else that we didn't go over? Any closing thoughts then?
Clothing thoughts. I guess like if you want to just pick this deck up, it's. But I would also say it feels like if no one knows what you're doing, it's just as cancerous as playing like a Storm player or like a 1/2 swap player.
Okay.
Because your turns are just your turns are long, so I feel like playing this all the time, it wouldn't be fun for. I really hope this wouldn't break into the meta, because it's not. When I played like against 1/2 swap, it wasn't fun, and I could only picture this not being fun to play against as well.
Yeah,
it's probably funny to see the first time because you see like Chilled, but.
There's no like specific Chilled cards in this deck either, so if someone wanted to just switch the leader, they could. So,
they probably could. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
if you put a yellow leader on top of it, you could play the Deadly Defender, and yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So we will
close
see.
The Brawly Storm, right? The Brawly
You could.
deck that abuses the Shugesh, right? It's kind of like that. That's what their Mira, so probably better.
Ridiculous. Absolutely hilarious, though. That chilled of all people. Okay. Anyway, it's all good. If that's it, then that's it. I don't want to ramble on and talk too much, but yeah, I definitely want to thank you again. I did it before, but I wanted to thank you again. And then for anybody who has memes, or I mean dreams, don't let your memes be dreams. Don't let your dreams be memes. And yeah, that's right about it, right? That's all, right?
That's it. Just live the dream, man.
Just live the dream.
You
right?
never know if you'll just top an event having fun.
Exactly. And I said it before, if you can be competitive and be fun. But if anything, comment. Let him know any questions. I'm sure he'll answer them. Like, dislike, subscribe if you're new, and I will get you in the next one. Say bye, Eric.
Goodbye, guys.